I swear y'all always got something to be mad at. I see no good reason why an actor of any race can't play any historical figure. It's acting. Queen Charlotte, you got Queen Charlotte coming out from Shonda. Then the internet be internet.
You gonna learn today.
Muhammad Ali. Snow White. Queen Elizabeth II. Y'all are so immature. Polar bear. Leave the animals out of this, please. Martin Luther King. What? The man who stood against the Nate. Get out of here. Obama. Simone Can he be snooped? Please. Rosa Parks. I ain't finna move. Under the sea.
And that's how you survive, ladies and gentlemen. When they suggest something, make it even worse on the other side and laugh it off. Because at some point you realize they just want to push an agenda. Because if it's true or not, well, I would want to watch Tarzan.
None.
Help our own. Do something to stop it.
A heated meeting in Norfolk packed to capacity with residents voicing their concerns over the state's plan to open a shelter at the former prison.
There is no turning back when this happens. Our schools are overcrowded as it is. We have a budget problem. This isn't a humanitarian question. This is a mathematical question.
That's a great point.
It cannot happen.
Norfolk town leaders say they met with state leaders Wednesday and learned the state does plan to house about 450 people at the former Bay State Correctional Center. The overflow site is meant to help homeless families with children, many of them migrants who have been sleeping at Logan Airport.
Now we are considering adding additional children onto the plate of our already stretched too thin teachers and expecting it just to work.
The biggest concern is how the schools will handle this influx of children, while a few people said they worry about those new students getting bullied if they're not welcome here.
Oh, here we go again.
And as one of the few black families in this town, I feel obligated to ask this question because I don't want these children to be targets.
Public safety is another concern with the sudden increase in population for this tiny town. The Norfolk fire chief says when the shelter opens, he's expecting emergency calls to increase by 5 to 10%, which will impact response times to residents.
I visited the facility on Monday. There were no contractors there. We were told that, barbed wire would be taken down.
State Representative Marcus Vaughn and Norfolk town leaders say they've been left in the dark on this new shelter, but they're hoping to mitigate the impact to this town.
It's not a human rights issue, it's a mathematical issue. Because if you put so many people in, everybody is going to have a bad time because you're already doing a bad job. And now you're like, well, we need to help them because their unfortunate situation is even worse than yours. I'm like, wow. That's like a parent keeps telling everybody, well, Big Brother will bring you there. And all I want to say is stop making babies.
Do you have to be Chinese to wear this?
You don't have to. Anybody can wear.
What prompted you to make that video?
I made that video to prove anti-white ivory tower professors like the one in your studio wrong. This video and the others that I've made like it with Native Americans, with Mexicans, with the Chinese you just watched are irrefutable evidence that people like that professor are exactly wrong on cultural appropriation. I've seen people get offended by braids and say braids are a black people thing and white people can't wear braids.
Yeah, boy.
It's called a Dutch braid. It was from back in Nordic times, old Nordic times, with white people, with Vikings, would wear braids, yet people want to come and claim that it's some part of their culture now. No, you can't claim that something is just a part of your culture either. It's for people to share and celebrate and use so you can actually have a society that is cohesive and works together as a melting pot, not all these different groups that can't work together because everyone's so offended. The only people who are actually offended by cultural appropriation don't really have anything else of meaning going on in their lives, it seems.
We live in a society right now that even if you want to celebrate any other culture in a way of a good faith, they would only respect that if you just give them money. What does that say about your racism?
Get out of here, whitey.
I'm valuable.
So you think it's fine to say to religious people that they are prohibited from gathering outside, wearing a mask, socially distanced. But if you want to come and protest, defund the police, that's fine. You can gather in mass, person to person, close up, thousands of people. That's okay.
I did not write these orders. What I said.
You defended it in court. And you just articulated to me what I take to be your position. Why were the restrictions that you defended struck down as discriminatory? Why were they? You know the facts. You were a good lawyer. Why'd you lose?
Senator...
Oh, come on, Judge. Don't make me do this. You lost because Mayor Bowser was going to mass protests herself personally with thousands of people. At the same time she was doing that, she was prohibiting churches from gathering socially distanced outside wearing masks. And the district court said, you can't do that. That's discrimination.
And that's what you need to keep doing, ladies and gentlemen. Call out the hypocrisy. Because the fact that they can do this, it's our fault. If you don't voice your opinion, they're going to be like, hey, nobody is complaining, so I might push it even further.
What are you doing? State's Attorney Kim Fox tonight tells the I-Team that before she leaves office early next year, she wants traffic stop-based searches by police to be prohibited.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Unless there is a public safety threat.
Doing these searches, again, searches that have a disproportionate impact on Black and brown communities that don't net a public safety benefit, we should not do that.
Under this newly drafted state's attorney policy that has been obtained tonight by the I-Team, traffic stops for routine, minor infractions would not be allowed, and the state's attorney would decline to prosecute cases that are solely the product of a non-public safety traffic stop, even if a gun, drugs, or stolen property were found during the subsequent search. For instance, the case of Dexter Reed, if he hadn't been stopped under a policy that would prevent non-public safety kinds of stops, he would probably still be alive today, but at the same time, you'd have an individual with a gun. Where's the balancing factor in that?
I would also say we'd have a police officer who wasn't shot in the line of duty as well.
Did you see what's happening there? That's what we get when we don't voice our opinion, and they're so used to gaslighting they can just do this over and over. So she is saying that black people are more likely to have illegal goods and guns in their cars? I understood that correctly, right? Yes, you did. And if you don't stop them, it's safe for the police. And I'm like, what about the freaking community?
You're more likely to impact in a juvenile if the first offense they commit, no matter how minor it is, there is a swift and certain punishment. Then you are to elongate sentences, but wait until the 11th offense before you crack down.
And that's actually very harsh. But a simple traffic stop, that is not a big one. But if I found you with a gun,
you're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Correction. Generally, they're fighting with illegal guns.
Studies have shown one of the many negative effects of the pandemic is that a lot of young adults feel a sense of loneliness, anxiety, and depression, despite technology that has connected us more than ever before. It would seem the more connected people are to one another, the more they feel alone. I'm not sure the root of this, but at least I can offer one controversial antidote that I believe will have a lasting impact for generations to come. Get married and start a family. Wow. Having kicked the game-winning field goal in both the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl, I have received a great deal of praise for these successes. They just announced that this Super Bowl was the most watched football game of all time, and yet all of this happiness is temporary. And the truth is, none of these accomplishments mean anything compared to the happiness I have found in my marriage and in starting a family.
That's racist.
And ladies and gentlemen, they're trying to cancel him for that, for advocating for family.
Wilson.
A shooting.
This ain't the laughing matter, ladies and gentlemen, but the fact that the girl said,
That's why the fuck they shouldn't have this shit outside.
can you believe somebody lost their community, but they don't want to do something outside because something might happen? That means it happened so much they can generalize, but I can say that because that makes me a... Yeah, I'll just shut up.
girl is so clingy. She won't let me leave.
And I know a lot of people gonna tell me not all babies are like that. My personal experience, it ain't that hard, especially when you have a stable family. And before you tell me my wife is at home, no, she wasn't at home.
A drive on the busy East 12th Street, you'll come to this high-hanging stop sign above the road. Neighbors say city workers replaced the traffic lights with 4-way stop signs in the last week.
It's just telling us that the city is giving up on us.
Courtesy of Google Earth, this was how the intersection looked before. But neighbors say those lights haven't worked in months. They were either blinking red or completely out.
This is a brand new solution to a problem that's taken many forms here.
Mason Young lives near the intersection. He believes the stop signs are better than non-working traffic lights, which he blamed for this crash that sent a truck into the fence of a repair shop.
We gotta stop just putting Band-Aids on things. Although, you know, a Band-Aid's better than bleeding out.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Tamley owns the corner auto repair shop, been here for over 25 years. He and neighbors blame the problem on repeated copper thefts. Also, they point out homeless people are stealing power from city electrical boxes. As you can see, someone is running a wire from this box to an RV.
Oakland is a shithole. They keep voting for Democrats because empathy is the new devil these days. A stop sign, man. It's kind of stupid. It reminds me like a pack of cigarettes. Don't smoke, it will kill you. As if that's going to work. Come on, man.
So 100,000 women went on strike today in Iceland to demand gender equality. The entire population is 370,000. So over 25% of the population went on strike. And I have some crazy news for you. The economy did not come to a stop and it continued as normal. The only memo I got was that HR departments were getting no complaints for the 24 hours that the women were on strike. And men were writing that they were really sorry women didn't get gender equality. But I heard one CEO said it was nice to finally get some shit done, end quote.
I'm not saying that ladies are not important. I'm just saying the current job that you have can only be had when certain things are done. And those people are not appreciated, which is done by men and women. But majority of the women don't like those jobs, so the percentage is kinda low.
I'm fasting.
That's not my concern.
Yeah, but I'm fasting though.
So why are you out?
What do you mean why am I out?
If you're fasting, you should be indoors.
Yeah, but
I'm eating my lunch and you come and disturb me.
Yeah,
What for?
yeah, but I can smell it.
So what? It's food. Of course you're going to smell it.
Yeah, but can you not just wait?
I can smell it. It's making me hungry.
Until you like get off the bus.
Don't tell me what to do. You're fasting, stay indoors and don't come and bother nobody on the bus.
No, but I'm just saying.
I'm eating my lunch.
Yeah, but
what's your problem?
You're right next to me and I can
But
smell
go
it.
downstairs.
Yep. Do you think you should have manners and not eat inside the
Go
bus?
downstairs and leave me alone. It's my lunch.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm fasting and I can smell it.
That's your business. Stay indoors.
What do you mean stay indoors? I need to
When
go out
I
and still do
fast,
stuff.
I don't go out. Stay indoors, read your Bible, and keep quiet.
The reason that you fast is because you want to deny your real self from food, water, looking certain things, doing certain things. It's about not reacting and trusting God. Very simple. It's almost like a vegan looking at a person eating a hamburger like, why are you eating the burger?
Well, first of all, I don't read the Bible. Second of all, just because you stay inside when you're fasting doesn't mean I need to do that as well.
Well, you shouldn't be coming out here making trouble with the public.
I'm not making trouble. I just asked you.
Let me enjoy my lunch in peace.
I asked you nicely. I said, do you mind waiting until you get home or something?
It will be cold.
The bus terminates in like 5
It
stops.
will be cold. You go downstairs and leave me alone. Thank you.
Listen, I'm not going downstairs. I just asked that. I don't see why you're being rude about this. Excuse me. Hello? Hello?
I'm going to complain to the bus driver about if you don't leave me alone.
The moment somebody decides to ignore you and you start, hello, bruh, that's harassment. You can't just tell somebody to stop eating. Are you freaking kidding me? You're not the bus driver.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam. Turloqueta verdeta welcome.